Not even me. Hello, all you fine peoples out there. How is everyone today? I'm sorry to say that no matter how well you are doing, I think the next 4 hours are going to make it worse. Even if it's good. As the title says, please no romance subplot this time. I really don't want there to be a romance subplot. This is probably, yes, about to be very, very much worse. Satoko's what, 10? Satoko and Reina are just a little bit on the too young side. Oh, hell no. I have had people ask me that sincerely, though. And that fact makes me sad. Anyway.
Oh, そうなんだ。
And adjust my headset back to this game's levels. Move this up so I can actually see how the volume sits today. Yeah, last time Keiichi-kun, the Oni-san. Whether or not you believe that's Oni as in brother or Oni as in devil, that is up to you. This is true, he is the Nini. Yes.
ケイちゃんの親、帰ってきたんだね。
栄養剤臭がプンプンして目は充血してて
I guess that's better than smelling like whiskey. Or worse, depending.
どうも丸二晩徹夜で相当の修羅場だったらしい大人は大変だ
ケイチ君のお父さんって画家さんだったかな画家さんも大変なんだね
Artists have it rough. I suppose they do.
そういえばそうでしたわね一度どんな絵を描くか拝見したいものですわ
Boys in French maid outfits, things like that. An artist, huh? I'd seen a number of watercolor and acrylic paintings on display, but he had to have been doing some other job too. Just what did Dad do exactly? He didn't let anyone do his workshop after all. I wanted to sneak a peek one day.
結局、家を開けたのは二晩短い攻略期間だったね。
Much time for what? The chat in browser isn't showing messages? Huh. I mean, I popped it out, so I'm dealing with the chat in browser, but it's in its own browser, so. And it's showing for me. So I don't know if it's specific to an OS or something.
で、ケイちゃんは宇宙のキャラを攻略できたのかな
Please stop putting it like that.
両親不在はギャルゲー主人公の基本だしね。
No!
好感度をいっぱい稼いでちゃんとフラグが立ちましたですよ
No. I have no idea what any of you are talking about, and I never want to.
じゃあこれでケイチ君ももう自炊しなくてもよくなっちゃったんだね
She has a point. She can take her point and shove it, though.
ゆうべは何を作ったのかなかな
In the end, I didn't make a single thing myself.
ゆうべは野菜炒めを。
おお、ケイちゃんも少しは料理らしいものを作れるようになったじゃない。
Yeah, well, I mean, it's clearly not his cooking.
ふーん、野菜炒めを作ったんだね。美味しくできたかなかな。レナさん、暑苦しいですわよ。
Oh, God.
なんで私にベタベタくっつきますの？美味しいご飯に仲良くお皿を洗いっこなのです。
Can we get to the horrible murder part already?
いいの。
I have a feeling I'm going to prefer the horrible murder part to this.
暑苦しいと言ってますのよ。
何の話？
Mion, utterly confused, asked me for clarification, but I just barely, albeit transparently, averted my eyes.
そうそう。みんなさ、今日の午後に予定はあるかい？ないよね。あるわけないよね。
Oh God, what are we doing? Today was Saturday, the beautiful day on which we're liberated from the confines of school in the afternoon. Actually, the school in Hinamizawa had slightly different Saturdays than those in the city. There were a lot of students here who brought a bento, ate it at lunch, and then went to play in the school or around the schoolyard. You could say that the entire school turned into a children's playground. There were mountains behind the school, and if you went down that way, you'd find mountain streams. Also pit traps and snare traps, thanks to certain people here. You could avoid the strong sunlight and make conversation in the classroom if you wanted to. You could also play hide and seek in the construction pipes. Not recommended, but available. Of course, you were free to go home as well. I hear video games are still a thing. There were some kids who went home and helped water the fields, or tended the stores, or played video games. If Mion was bringing up the afternoon like this, then it must have been time for some crazy big club event. However, sadly, I had something I needed to do before taking part in whatever it was. Yes, 1983, Atari was a thing. In fact, the summer of 83 was the crash, but Atari was still in full swing.
ついてないのです。何の仕事でございましょうね。お父さんの画家の仕事のお手伝いとか。
What are you imagining, Reina?
お父さんの絵のモデルになるとか？
Oh God, no, never again.
モデル？
No.
ルード？
Why are you picturing this? I looked into Reina's eyes and saw myself completely naked in a questionable pose with a single rose in my mouth.
ないない。それだけは100万積まれても絶対にない。
However, French maid outfits are a slightly different story. To get rid of Reina's delusions, I grabbed her head and swung it from side to side. This is her 5th concussion this week because of me. Hello, Nagels.
とまあ、愉快な妄想は置いといてだ。とにかく俺にはちょっとお昼に仕事がある。それが終わってからの合流でいいなら OK だぞ。
お昼に仕事？ おー、そりゃなんだかかっこよさげじゃない。なになに、ひょっとして各界のビップとの会食？
Uh-huh. Mion, you need to cut back on your caffeine. I'm just saying.
ビジネスランチとか。
実に悲しいことだが正解だ。
Seriously? Was this something they mentioned at the end of the last chapter? And I've slept since then. Nice wipe of all the still images in the game. It was true. Today I'd be on the job with my family. For my dad's job, he was having about 10 people from the publishing agency over for a house party. He called people from work for a party the day after having stayed up 2 nights in a row. I'm amazed at their vitality. Adults have it pretty rough. Of course, it'd be incredibly uncomfortable for me. It'd be really tiring to have to force myself to smile at some old dudes I didn't know. But they were my dad's important business connections, so offending them would be bad. No, with all that said, it was going to get very uncomfortable for me today, starting at lunch.
これは利発そうなお子さんで。
具足の圭一です。圭一、こちらは出版社の本田さんだ。そしてこちらは印刷会社の井上さん。
Publisher, printer...
ご挨拶しなさい。
どうもこんにちは。息子の圭一です。父がいつもお世話になっております。
圭一くんもお父さんのように絵は描かれるのですか？
Please, he's underage.
圭一くんの絵もぜひ拝見したいな。
My dad had such a brazen occupation, that of an artist. Although, I don't really know what kinds of things he creates. I don't really care, and don't want to see anyway. Dad's so tight-fisted about it, so he doesn't show them to me very often anyway. I'm not a kid anymore, so I wouldn't care at all if they were pictures of naked ladies or anything.
圭一くんもお父さんに指示してしっかり勉強すれば、きっとお父さんのような素晴らしい作家になれますからね。
ここだけの話ですけど、親父ってそんなにすごい画家なんですか？
I readied myself and whispered my question. It might have seemed odd for his son to be asking this, but when I did, he gave me this really strange grin and tightly clamped down onto my shoulders. Yeah, I have an idea of what type of art his dad does.
それはもう本当に素晴らしい作家さんなんですよ。
そうですか。
But we don't have any confirmation of what his dad draws. But yeah, pretty good idea.
それは良かったです。
Yeah, considering what struck inspiration last game.
購入制限はないし、ファンサービスはするし、
Oh, there we go.
ファンレターには必ずお返事をくれるし、世間のニーズもちゃんと汲み取っていて研究熱心。
Fan service.
靴下は脱がしたら絶対に NG。
Taking off your socks. Is that taking off your socks an expression that means something? Or is this dude just weird? I'm willing to accept either answer.
それはメガネや制服だって同じなんですよ。
Glasses, school uniforms. He's a pinup artist. That's what I'm guessing. He's a pinup artist of some type.
そこを前原先生はよく理解している。イベントは参加ごとに必ず壁で大行列だし。
And now I'm kind of horrified at what inspiration he got out of Keiichi in a maid outfit. It is an expression, but not a good one. Fair enough.
すみません。絵ってのは壁に飾るものじゃないんですか？
Okay, it could be that too. You shouldn't have Googled it. Okay. It could also mean masturbation. I'm not ruling that out.
そんなことはない。初めは誰もが島中から始めるんです。そして島角。大通りの島角と階段を登って、そして至る頂点が壁なんです。あなたもぜひ前原先生と合体で出展できるような大作家になってくださいね。
How about no?
応援していますよ。
It's fine to have a lot of passion for the things you like, but I didn't get it. It seemed like the world of art ran pretty deep. Once again, Keiichi completely unable to understand context. It was probably a much deeper world than I could have imagined. I decided to leave it at that. Then, I realized my mom was calling me from the other side of the room.
ケイチ、電話よ。お友達から。
A lucky break! Maybe I could get out of this uncomfortable business party by using a friend's phone call as an excuse. I scampered over to the front door and snatched up the receiver my mom had left there.
もしもし。俺。
もしもし俺？
Of course.
なんて挨拶はございませんですわよ、ケイイチさん。
It is when you get subjected to what we're being subjected to.
もう少し言葉遣いをお勉強なさいませ。
Look, we're panicking here. I was of the opinion that the person speaking to me had a far stronger way of talking.
なんだ、サトコじゃねえか。お前が俺のところに電話してくるなんて珍しいな。
Probably would not be a good idea to kick the business partners, though. I'm just saying. I'm just kind of saying that because, well, he kind of needs them to continue to pay his dad. So he can eat, even if he can't cook. That type of thing.
のんきなことを言ってる場合ではありませんのよ。それよりもケイイチさん、あなたいつになったらこっちに来れますの？
Oh God, what is she planning?
悪い。こっちもなんだか長引いちゃってさ。なかなか解放してもらえないんだよ。俺も早く部活に加わりたいんだけどさ。
違いますですわよ、ケイイチさん。今日は部活ではありませんわ。
Wasn't about the club?
実践ですのよ。
A real battle? Satoko's voice was different from normal. I could feel the urgency in it drifting through the phone.
実践？なんだか穏やかな話じゃないな。
We need boss fight music for this, yeah.
どういう状況なんだ？
詳しくは会ってからの説明にいたしますわ。とにかく絶対的な危機なんですの。このままでは負けてしまうでございますわ。
What on earth was going on? Could it have been a fight? I didn't know who they were, but laying a hand on someone from Hinamizawa was an absolutely terrible idea.
おう、わかった。すぐに火星に行くぜ。場所はどこだ？
沖宮小学校のグラウンドですわ。
What are you doing over in Okonomiya?
駅まで来れば看板があるからわかりますですわよ。とにかく大急ぎですの。
The school campus. The situation could have a lot of people involved. Could it have turned into an all-out brawl? Who is the enemy here, anyway? Ooh, I'm on fire!
わかった。すぐ行く。 武器も持って行った方がいいか。金属バットでも持っていくか。
金属バットをお持ちですの？それは心強いですわよ。
They're playing baseball, aren't they?
お待ち申し上げておりますですわ。
The call cut off abruptly. I needed to hurry.
おう、圭一、探したんだぞ。こちらの出口さんがな、ぜひ次のコピー紙で。
Okay, he is just a straight up doujinshi artist. Fair enough.
そんなこと
Probably
よ
also
り
does pinup work on the side.
バットないかな。金属バットなければ長物なら何でもいいや。
長ければ何でもいいなら、父さんのゴルフクラブが物置にあるぞ。
We're bringing golf clubs to a baseball game, aren't we? It didn't have the same kind of impact, but a golf club was a splendid weapon too. It was lighter than a baseball bat and maybe easier for me to use.
Thank you.
I mean, but do we know where Satoshi's metal bat is in this timeline? You think it would still be in his locker?
それ借りるよ。俺ちょっと友達のところに行かなきゃならない用事ができちゃったんだ。ごめん。
圭一、待ちなさい。
I grabbed a golf club, jumped on my bike, and headed straight for town. Wait for me, Satoko. I'll be right there. Just hold out until then. I didn't actually know where Okonomiya Elementary was exactly, but Satoko's phone call seemed to demand urgency, so I rushed out without asking her how to get there. Because she said it was a battle, so he automatically thinks that means brawl. He thought it meant fight, but then the way she spoke just kind of cemented it in his mind that they were having an all-out fist fight in there. But if I went to the station, there would be signs. At least, I feel like that's what she said. Then I heard the jingling of a bicycle bell from behind me. Hi, Reina. Not Reina this time? Huh.
おう、リカちゃんか。
圭一、早かったです。いっぱいいっぱい急いだですね。
Damn. This isn't the time to be out of breath. I need to hurry.
すまん。沖宮小学校ってのはどこだ？
ご案内しますです。ついてくるですよ。
Rika-chan rode off on her bike. I followed her.
急に里子に呼び出されたんだが、一体どういうことになってるんだ？
はじめはこちらが優勢だったのです。
This is the boss fight music. It's about as serious as you get with this game.
ところが、途中から向こうが助っ人を入れてきたのです。ズルなのです。
A helper? What cowards, calling for reinforcements the minute they'd realize they'd lose.
みんなバッタバッタと打ち取られましたのです。歯が立たないのですよ。
Sounds like they were pretty strong.
とにかく詳しい話は後だ。
Okay, here's the thing. We know Reina has the, 100 crack fist ability that she just kind of breaks out whenever she feels like. Do we really think anyone can actually beat that? Seriously, do we actually think anyone can beat that? Or do we just not know that this thing exists yet?
時間がないんだろう。急いでくれ。
お任せなのです。
Yeah, club activities are always serious business. Always. Card games on motorcycles serious. With Rika-chan leading the way, we headed straight for the elementary school grounds. I asked Rika-chan something during that time. It seemed that all the club members besides me were part of this fight. Damn, so what was Mion trying to tell everyone? Was that this would happen? If I had known that, I would just ditch my family job. But it was too late for regrets. According to Rika-chan, we had a one-sided advantage at the start, but our angry foes had brought a powerful ally. The club members put up a resistance and went against them one by one, but apparently they couldn't stand up to them.
部活メンバー総がかりで勝てない？一体そりゃどんな化け物なんだ？
すごいのです。敵は正統派なのですよ。
Orthodox? So they weren't using thuggish brawling tactics, but had actually studied karate or something. Is that what she meant?
もう圭一だけが頼みの綱なのですよ。
Oh god, if it actually is card games on bicycles. Ah. Okonomiya Elementary came into view. I could hear many voices raising hell over there.
ミヨン、レナ、サトコ、今行くからな。俺がまとめてぶっ潰してやるぜ。
There were a lot of bicycles left out in front of the school. I left mine there next to them in the same way. I could tell there were a lot of people flooding the campus. Were the two armies in the midst of a huge no-holds-barred brawl? I took my golf club in hand. I swung it. I felt the sensation of it sticking firmly to my palm. Who know on motorcycles? Great! The feedback wasn't bad! I'm gonna go all out with this thing! I dashed at a breakneck speed to the school gate, swinging it around.
ついてこい、リカちゃん。男前原圭一のバンプ不当な大活躍を見せてやるぜ。
Boy, this is gonna blow up in your face.
ああ、圭一がとても頼もしいのです。ゴルフクラブで大暴れなのです。
Rika-chan applauded me, although a little dryly, lauding my valiance. The manly Keiichi Maebara put it behind him and headed for the place where he may die.
でも圭一、どうして今日はゴルフクラブなのですか？
仕方ないだろ。俺も最初はバットの方がいいと思ったんだが、うちってバットなくってさ。素手よりははるかにマシだと思って、せめてゴルフクラブを持ってきたんだ。
偉いのですよ。圭一をなでなでしてあげますです。
Oh goody.
ゴルフク
We're
ラブ
about
で
to
大暴れが
embarrass
楽しみなのですよ。
ourselves. Despite the emergency situation, Rika-chan reached up and stroked me on the head.
おい、ふざけてる場合かよ。え？
Just then, an extremely loud metallic sound rang out, and I heard many people cheering.
レフト。ああ、抜けた。回れ。二塁行けるぞ。二塁。
It's baseball. Of course it is.
落ち着いて。三塁へ送って。
The center fielder caught the ball and, after a brief pause, sent it flying to third base. If he had pitched it wildly, it might get there. He gave up on second, threw it to third with time to spare. The instructions from the bench, they were solid. Wait, what?
あ、圭一くん来てくれたよ。さとこちゃん、圭一くん来てくれたよ。遅すぎですわ。油を売るのはガソリンスタンドだけで十分でございますのよ。
その前原君って子は本当に助っ人になれるんですか？
Who the hell is this? And why does he get a portrait and a name? Are? I'm not exactly sure how to say that. Are? Something along those lines. Are? Maybe?
相手はあの強豪校のエース、左腕の亀田君ですよ。
Kameda-kun, huh? As long as they're not Kaneda.
甲子園クラスの投手を打ち崩せるなんて一体どんな助っ人なんです？
Irii. Okay. Irii.
大丈夫です。圭一君ならきっと逆転させてくれますよ。
Irii. Eerie. Eerie works. Yeah, what? He's got the pretty boy hair, doesn't he?
本当に頼もしい人なんです。
And a very clean baseball jersey there. Murmur. What? He's the pinch hitter we brought in to take out left arm Kameda with his bullet fastball? The one who had one no-hit, no-run game after another during the regional qualifiers? The undefeated demon pitcher of Ueshima? The super high school level pitcher that had already been marked by professional scouts? He's going to win against them? Can I just call him Leon now?
あんなヘナチョコピッチャーなんか圭一さんには目じゃないですのよ。
I wouldn't say that's a greenhorn there, Satoko.
あんな球楽勝でバックスクリーンを越してくださいますわ。
More murmuring. There was a slugger like that in this prefecture? I had no idea. He must have gone under the radar. Hey, that scout stood up. Hey, take a picture. His full name is Keiichi Miyabara. Look him up in the database and send his history to our office.
どれが前原圭一だ？写真写真。
A whole lot of sports journalists, led by Satoko, gripped their cameras tightly and searched for the rumored Keiichi Miyabara. As for me, I was so dazed at what was happening that I was frozen in place with my golf club up in the air.
圭一さん、圭一さん、こっちですわよ。
You could turn around and walk away, Keiichi. There'd only be minimal shame in it. The camera people stared at me through their viewfinders, and just like I had, they turned to stone. In the hands of their gallant pinch hitter, Keiichi Miyabara was a golf club. The chances we screw up the entire baseball world, absolutely zero. Nobody could seem to understand why I was holding something like this. And at this point, neither did I. A cold, greasy sweat dripped from me. The first one to break the inordinately awkward silence was Reina.
圭一君。
Yeah, we saw this coming. I mean, come on.
おう。
一つ聞いてよろしいですの？
Do I get to ask questions first? Okay, please. Please don't. Psychic waves of my entreaty flowed out of my face along with my sweat. It somehow seemed to reach the two of them. The deathly quiet reporters all parted, as Moses once parted the sea. But Moses probably didn't go through the parted seas this quietly.
野球の試合なら初めからそう言え。
私言いませんでした？
No, you didn't.
第一バット持ってグラウンドに来いって言ったら野球以外に何を思いつくわけですの？というか何をどう間違ったらゴルフクラブを持ってくるって発想になるわけでございますの？きっとね暗いムードになったチームを明るくして盛り上げようとして圭一君がわざとやってくれたんだと思うな。
Can we run with that?
思うな。
Reina smiled bitterly and covered for me with all of her might. Please believe her, everyone. I don't want to explain the truth. I'm begging you.
圭一はゴルフが大好きなのですよ。なでなで。
Rika is having way too much fun with this. Rika-chan started patting my head, a broad grin on her face, all the while. I pushed her hand away, grabbed her from behind by her suspenders, and picked her up like a kitten. We made her meep.
リカちゃん、なんでさっき駅で会った時野球だって教えてくれなかったんだよ。そうすりゃ赤っ端を書かずに済んだのに。
ニパー
Yeah, he can try to save this by actually going in with the golf club and getting a hit, although it will absolutely destroy the golf club. Rika-chan's smile was like the sun, so incredibly innocent. She's glowing. When I saw Rika-chan's radiant smile, I couldn't help but feel like I could forgive anything she did. However, if Rika-chan thought I actually would, then she had another think coming. It's supposed to be another think. Damn Judas Priest song.
というわけで、これはお仕置きだ。レナ。
Oh god, we're going to give her to Reina to take home. Rika-chan still plucked up in my hand. I offered her to Reina. That's right. The kittenified Rika-chan sent Reina's voltage into overcharge.
もらったもらった。レナがもらったんだよ。
This was a good plan.
かいいよ。
I can't believe Rika's dead again. Hop. Spinny, spinny. Rika stung out her tongue like a chameleon and preyed upon Rika-chan while spinning her around.
リカちゃんかい。
That is the face of a Rika-chan with the soul gone. All you need is a little white cloud coming from the mouth. Satoko doesn't have... She's completely unimpressed back there.
リカちゃんかい。はあ。
It would help your case to stop meeping. Reina held her tight as a vice and began to get her fill of rubbing her cheek into Rika-chan's. Their cheeks rubbed together tightly. Rika-chan's face... It looked like it was being crushed by Reina's.
何があったかは存じませんけど、リカが自業自得のようですわね。
ああ、俺も最近ようやくリカちゃんがただ可愛いだけじゃないと悟ったぞ。
はう。ケイチ君に許可をもらったんだよ。お持ち帰り。
We can't stop her at this point, can we? I don't think it's going to do any good struggling to get away. I think you are going to become her home decoration there, Rika. For the moment, I just gave her a 3-minute timeout.
ところでサトコ、緊急の呼び出しってのは野球ってことなのか？
ええ、そうですわ。ご家族でホームパーティーだったんですって。悪いことをしましたわね。でもこういう時は家族よりも仲間の危機の方が最優先と決まっていますのよ。
Yeah, mysterious disappearances in Hinamizawa. Who could be the culprit? All the victims are cute. I felt like that's what I was supposed to be saying, not you. Well, it was just a business party for my dad, I guess. I honestly felt glad to be called out here.
それでその危機的状況というのはどんな具合なんだ？ 6対7ってことは負けてるのがうちのチームってことか。ん？9回の裏で2アウト？なんだなんだ？この試合もうほとんど終わりかけてるじゃないかよ。
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good lesson, no. Although it is kind of funny that that is one of the lessons you actually learn from Christianity. if you actually hear the full saying. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. You know.
圭一さんがもっと早く来ればもう少し余裕がありましたのよ。ここまで引き伸ばすのにどれだけ苦労したとお思いですの？
わかったよわかったよ、悪かったよ。で、俺の仕事はなんだ？ピンチヒッターでもやるのか？ならば任せろ。こう見えても俺、引っ越す前は結構バッティングセンターに通ってたんだぞ。
Batting cage, as you say.
親父がうさばらしに行くとき、よく付き合わされてさ。ミートバッティングだったらそこそこの自信が。
A tremendous sound rang out, the likes of which I'd never heard before. The catcher's mitt trembled, sending up a light cloud of dust, telling me the tremendous sound had come from the ball.
ちょっと待ておい。今の凄まじい剛速球は一体なんだ？
驚いた？うん。あれ、本物の甲子園ピッチャーなんだよ。スポーツ新聞でも有名な高校野球のエース。左腕の亀田君って知らない？
Yeah, he's gonna become more like Satoshi every minute.
悪いけど知らん。で、ミオン！お前、なんだよ、その格好は！
Mion showed up, and to my surprise, she was wrapped up in bandages. Just what on earth happened?
途中から来た圭一君には最初から説明がいるよね。
This will prompt him to learn to play baseball. Let's watch.
お、なんだ？リカちゃんはもういいのか？
うん。可愛いのいっぱい楽しんだよ。ほよほよでやわやわでふにふに。
Soft and fluffy and squishy, huh? Thanks for that.
ほっぺだけでご飯3杯はいける。
No, I'm gonna let that one lay there.
みー、もうお嫁に行けないのです。
I'm definitely leaving that one laying there. And I'm not saying that. It almost flipped my own delusion switch, but I put a stop to it using logic. I was an adult. I need an adult.
じゃあ説明を頼む。
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit to what Keiichi is capable of as long as it's a club activity. But this isn't a club activity.
何をどう間違えたらこんな草野球対決に甲子園ピッチャーのリリーフが登場するんだ。
Everyone exchanged glances. Then, Reina spoke for all of them.
うん。最初はね、普通の野球対決だったの。
ひなみ沢ファイターズと沖宮タイタンズはささやかながらも因縁の対決でさ、今回もささやかに大盛り上がりしてたわけ。
He says it's logic. Whether or not it actually is logic, who knows?
まあ、平たく言えば学校対決ですわね。
Okay, a baseball game between schools, fair enough.
ひなみ沢と沖宮の学校の因縁試合なんですの。因縁って言っても、まあ、和気あいあいとしたものなんだけどね。
Yeah, rivalry sports things.
で、それになんでうちの部活メンバーが参加してるんだ？ユニフォームを着てるやつもいれば、私服のやつもいるし。そもそも俺たちって野球部ってわけじゃないだろう。
つまり、割といい加減なの。
So, typical club activities then.
今日たまたまチームに欠員が出たって言うんでさ、それじゃあせっかくだからって言って急遽私たちが乱入することになったってわけよ。
I see. So if there weren't enough members, anyone could come to the rescue, whether boy or girl, and no matter what grade they were in. That jumbled together feeling was the hallmark of our school.
リカちゃんに聞いた話だと、最初のうちは押しまくってたらしいじゃないか。
ミーはすごいバッターなのですよ。右へ左へホームランなのです。
Mion proudly stuck out her chest. Doing so seemed to hurt her somehow, and she groaned pathetically.
ええ。ミオンさんが登場するたびに走者一掃の大ホームランが飛び出すんですの。サトコと違ってちゃんとバットにボールが当たるのですよ。
Nice dig.
いいか。
まあなんとなく話は分かった。あの甲子園ピッチャーが登場するまでは楽勝ムードだったというわけだ。
そういうこと。序盤は完全にうちのチームの流れでね。
I do not know what's up with Rika. Rika is being extra precocious, we will say.
点にはならないまでもガンガン出塁して攻めまくってたんだけどね。
たまたまね、今日の試合にあの亀田くんが見物に来てたの。
Apparently, Kameda attends a fairly well-known school in our prefecture that frequently sent people to Koshin. And this man is the ace of their baseball team, Kameda, seemed to be quite skilled. Now that I thought about it, it was certainly strange to see cameramen with journalist armbands here to watch a casual baseball game out in the sticks like this.
亀田は小さい頃沖宮タイタンズにいたことがあるのだそうです。
話は見えてきたでしょ。昔のチームが劣勢になって、つまりそれで飛び入りでリリーフ登板することになって、もうバッタよ。出塁はおろか、ファールも打てないありさまなわけ。で
も
You know, if that reliever were to actually injure himself throwing a pitch in a baseball game like this, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
甲子園ピッチャーの乱入なんて草野球の試合でずるいですわよ。
All the boys wearing the Hinamizawa Fighters uniform were hanging their heads in disappointment. I knew almost all their faces. Isn't everyone here a classmate? Oh, I see. We're the only school in Hinamizawa after all.
お、富田君に岡村君じゃないか。
Oh good, it's them.
君たちも野球チームだったのか。
前原さん。
His uniform was brand new and not very dirty, fresh out the presses. I could see handmade banners with their names written on them in the grandstands. I see. Their families came to root for them in their debut game today.
岡村のバットは今日のためにお父さんがプレゼントしてくれたそうなのですよ。
The brand new bat sparkled. With that kind of present, a man just has to perform well.
いっぱい今日のために素振りとかしてきましたのよ。富田さんなんかやりすぎて手の皮が抜けちゃって、ほら気の毒に。
Ow. Been there. I've ruined a blister or two. His torn hand looked like it hurt, but from that injury you could sense his backbone. I get it, guys. You wanted to make your big moment a good one. The savior of the Okonomiya Titans, we could hear the sounds of this Kameda-kun's tremendous fastball practice. This was no joke. He was definitely on a level far above high school kids. But at this level, he clearly shouldn't have been interrupting a grasslock game, grudge match though it may have been. He should have understood how much better he was, too.
あいつ、こいつら相手にも本気で投げやがったのか。
Yeah, all of his jokes about baseball practice in Chapter 1 are coming true.
うん。レナはこんなの大人げないと思う。
Reina's eyes grew harsh. It took a lot to get Reina mad. As for Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, they were sniffing, fighting back tears. We heard another tremendous noise from the Mitt. I turned around, and this left-armed Kameda-kun guy was looking at us and grinning boldly.
というわけよ。こうなったらやるしかないでしょ。実戦態勢で。
ああ、どうやら本気で行くしかないな。
We still haven't heard about how Mion became damaged.
で
Okay,
ね、
injured.
うん。本気で行ってみたの。それでみーちゃんが大自爆して。
Mion, embarrassed, scratched her head and then a moment later doubled over in pain.
自爆って一体何をどう自爆したらこんなに大怪我できるんだ？
説明するととてつもなく長いですわね。一つ言えるのはここまでして戦果なしということぐらいですわね。
What, did she draw on Super Saiyan energy or something?
ここまで体を張ったのに一点も入れられないなんて。
Or did you just stand in the way of a fastball?
せっかくの秘策も台無しでかわいそうかわいそうなのです。
I couldn't even imagine what sort of secret plan it was, but it must have been crazy enough to get her that badly hurt.
でもまあ失敗したおかげでまだ野球でいられるんだろ。
うん。ちょっとみーちゃんの奥の手は野球らしくなかったと思うかな。こうなっては仕方ないでございましょう。
You know, we could start a whole thing. It's like, what's a pro-level player doing in a, like, high school game? Or not even high school game from the looks of it. What's a pro-level player doing here? Why is he wasting his time just showing off and all this? And start whispering that around the reporters and see what type of stories they start whipping up.
ここは
That would
正
be
々
my
堂々
plan.
野球らしく決着をつけるしかないということですわ。
そうそう。
You know there are only two outcomes to this, right? One, Keiichi draws upon the power of the club and hits a home run and, you know, ties this game up and they gotta play longer. Because as I understand it, there's nobody else on base. And they're down 1 point. Or two, Keiichi gonna get hit by a fastball and die. Those are our two outcomes. Anybody want to bet against those two?
野球らしく蹴りをつけないとね。
I mean, it could be a strikeout and just get boring, but you know. I think normal people would have gone out and would have given up and gone for a frontal attack. But as a member of our club, I wasn't about to accept that so easily.
野球らしくってのが引っかかるぞ。野球らしく見えれば手段は問わないってことだろ。
うん、私たちの部の信条だしね。そういうことですわね。手段を選ばないことこそ我が部の美徳でございましたよ。
Rain and Satoko laughed at each other delightfully. It wasn't really a virtue we could brag about, but the best thing about our club is that we never rolled over and gave up.
でもカメラがずらーりといるからなかなかズルはできないのです。
Rika-chan spread her arms wide, indicating the array of reporters in the bleachers. She was right. With all those cameramen watching us through those cameras with giant telephoto lenses, foul play would be fairly tough.
そうそう。
Yeah, actual sports in an anime setting. I don't know, I've seen sports anime that have left their buildings relatively intact.
それがネックだったんだよ。これだけの囚人監視があるとなかなか大胆な手が取れないし。いてててててて。
みーちゃんの手は決しておしとやかだとは思わなかったけど。
Oh no, let's not start this again. Satoko and Rika-chan both nodded behind Reina. That was the cause of the problems last time. Let's not bring that up.
じゃあここで本題に戻るぞ。
To defeat the Huns?
今我がチームは1点差で負けてるんだよな。
しかももう9回の裏でアウトも2個取られちゃってるもん。
おじさんの作戦がうまくいってれば今頃は満塁のはずなんだけどな。
失敗した作戦を嘆いても始まりませんですのよ。へこたれず次の手を打ってこそ我が部でございましたよ。
Satoko said eagerly, trying to cheer up the downcast Mion, whose secret plan had failed. It may have failed, but Satoko still seemed to have another.
サトコがなかなか威勢がいいじゃないか。ってことは何か奥の手があるってことか？
ケイチ君、この子を誰だと思ってるのかな。サトコちゃんだよ。北条サトコちゃん。
That was right. We called her Trap Master Satoko, didn't we? She would ensnare her opponent at the perfect moment, the very end. Everyone in the club knew that we could never, ever let our guards down against Satoko.
私が仕込んだとはいえ末恐ろしく成長してくれたもんだよ。僅差を制することに関しては私でも舌を巻く時があるね。
Or she convinces to go for a walk along a trap-strewn mountain.
ちなみに次の打者がミーでその次の打者がサトコなのです。
I don't think Mion's in any shape to be batting. We were losing by 1 point, so if we could get the next runner on a base, then the runner after that could hit a big one and end the match. And that final batter was Satoko?
ねえ、勝てそうな気がしてきたでしょ。
I kind of feel the opposite.
どういう仕掛けか想像もつかんが、絶対何かの罠だと断言できる。俺が敵のピッチャーなら絶対に敬遠だ。
There was no way Satoko was going to hit a home run, even in my dreams. But if she was going to stand in the batter box normally without any kind of plan, I can't think of anything else she could do.
そのサトコが俺を呼び出したという。なるほど。読めてきたぜ。
It meant that I was a necessary piece of Satoko's trap.
ワクワクするね。サトコちゃんどんなことをするのかな。僕もサトコのさよならホームランが楽しみなのです。
そのためにはケイちゃんの働きが欠かせない。
Are you gonna let him in on the plan?
わかるね。これが逆転の最後のチャンス。絶対に失敗できない。
おう、分かってるぜそんなこと。見てろ、俺とサトコででっかい大逆転を拝ませてやるぜ。
ではケイチさん、これから手順を説
Oh
明し
good, he
ます
gets to know what this part of the plan
が、
is.
ちょっとお耳を拝借しましたよ。
Satoko and I huddled up in a hidden place and held a briefing that anyone watching could tell was suspicious.
前原さんと北条は何を話してるんだろう。委員長みたいにとんでもない奥の手で自爆しないことを祈るよ。
Our teammates, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, seemed very nervous. Reina gave them a wide smile, trying to dispel their anxiety.
大丈夫だよみんな。サトコちゃんとケイチくんならきっとやり遂げてくれるから。
でもリュウゴさん、 相手は甲子園級のピッチャーなんですよ。いくら北条が得意の罠にはめようとしても。
まあみんな黙って見てなって。面白いゲームが見られるからね。
Yeah, the interesting game won't be baseball. It'll be whatever Satoko has cooked up, won't it? I guess we don't have enough budget to draw the uniform sprites. No, guess not. Mion, who knew everything about to transpire, looked like she was having a hard time stifling the laughter bubbling up within her. The real plan is just to embarrass Keiichi, badly, isn't it? She was so terrifying as an enemy, but so reliable as an ally. Mion waved her hands at the umpire.
代打が出ます。私、園崎ミオンに代わって前原圭一で。
本当に彼で大丈夫なんですか?
The umpire turned an uneasy gaze on the pinch hitter who had jumped in with the golf club.
圭一君は甘く見ない方がいいですよ。
I mean, if a dude jumped into a baseball game with the golf club, and they're questioning it, their sanity is still good. So they are obviously not part of the plan. The members of our club were the only ones grinning with wholehearted confidence. We get a break now? They're hitting a pause in the chapter now.